Now we're on a non-electric farm with what we're going to call a manual automatic wash system. We're going to simulate as if I was just a tank driver that emptied a tank. The most important step in any tank washing system is a thorough rinse after the tank is empty. After the driver picks up all the milk, we want to, with warm water, make sure we spray all the residual milk out of the tank. Once the tank is completely rinsed by the driver, the dairyman would come in and he would remove our outlet valve here in the bottom of the tank. This is a valve that doesn't clean in place or clean automatically, so you'd be required to put it in a wash vat separately and brush wash that manually. Once we remove the valve off of there, we want to take our air washer and bring it over here so we have it in place to put it in the tank. We want to switch our hose valve over here to a all hot water. Since the driver had already rinsed the tank, our next step in any wash system would be to warm the tank up with hot water. So we're going to spray hot water completely around in the tank in there to warm it up. We want to make sure the water is at least 165 to 170 degrees. We're going to spray in the tank for 3 or 4 minutes to warm the surface of the tank up. Once we have the tank completely warmed up, we can insert our washer, which is an air washer, wand style washer, completely into the tank, closing the outlet valve. It's important inside the tank here with any wand type washer that the wand is a minimum of 3 inches off the bottom of the tank. Any lower than that, won't spray properly to reach the back of the tank. Once we have this in here, you'd have to consult your tank manufacturer as to how much water it requires to wash the tank. This is actually, I think, an 850 gallon tank. It should require somewhere between 12 and 15 gallons of water. We're going to need to add that water into the top of the tank. Since it's not an automatic system, it has to be done manually. What we normally do is just determine if you can use a 5-gallon pail or whatever method you think you can measure water in. Determine how much water is run in a minute. So if we need to have 15 gallons of water in here and we're getting 3 gallons a minute out of this hose, it's just as simple to run water in here for 3 minutes to get 15 gallons in there. So we're going to do that. Once we've put our required amount of water in the tank, which as I said on this tank is somewhere between 12 and 15 gallons, which might be a little bit more than what manufacturer recommends, but we do want to accommodate for some leakage of water out through the top of the tank, so we want to have a little extra in there. So once we get all of our hot water in there, we want to add our CIP detergent, which is clean in place detergent. It's a non-foaming detergent. We always want to consult our label and make sure we get the proper dosage in there, which on this particular detergent is used at a 1:3 ratio, which is 1 ounce per 3 gallons of water. So it's nice to use a measuring cup so we know exactly how much we get in there. Too little or too much is always a bad thing. Too much, we can actually cause some burning with chemicals in there, and too little will be enough to remove all of our residue left over from the milk. So just for sake here, we're going to put a little bit of detergent in there. We want to dump it through the top of the tank. Make sure our lid is closed. All of our gaskets and covers are back in place and locked on tight. If we don't lock this on tight, then we'll have excess leakage out of the top of the tank. Next step, once we have all our hot water in there and our detergent, we want to turn on our air motor, which is on this valve here. Sit here and start going and spraying in there. One thing to watch out for when you have an air motor like this, we want to make sure that we have enough water in there, and if we don't have enough water in there, you'll actually hear what we call cavitating or surging, which is a phenomenon when air gets in the outlet of the tank and it doesn't spray properly. So we want to have a constant spray. We don't want to hear any air or any differences in noises of the air motor down there.